Guys, welcome back to my channel. So straight up, let's look at what we have today. Anambra hospital killed my baby because I am disabled. A visually impaired woman. Amarachi Oga Eri, a visually impaired woman in Anambra State, is still traumatized by her harrowing birth experience. She tells Ikenna Obineri how her baby died due to alleged negligence of health workers in primary health center. She also explained how she went through different surgeries and this woman quest for justice. So there was a question and answer side of this case. This woman was asked a question and then she answered, stating everything that happened from the beginning to the end. So let's see some of these questions and the answers. And they asked her those questions. How has it been working with the Anambra state government as a visually impaired civil servant? And then she answered, it has been good. I work with the Anambra State Ministry of Education. I am 35 years old and I hail from the Ihala local government area of the state. My husband, who is also visually impaired, is from Umahia in Abia. You lost your newborn shortly after delivery. What actually transpired? She answered, a few months ago, I lost my baby shortly after childbirth due to the negligence of doctor and other staff on duty. That was my second child. I became pregnant in late 2023 and registered for antenatal care at Primary Health Care Center in Uno, a community in Oka South local government area. Due to lack of money, I stayed for some months before registering for ANT. At that time, there was no money to even eat well. It was my mother that gave me money to register for ANT. What happened next after the registration? I registered for ANC in December 2023 and I continued going for checkups until my due date. At 7 months, I was asked to go for a scan and the results showed that my baby was fine. However, before my due date, I felt uncomfortable and I asked the matron if I could go for another scan, but she said no. On Saturday, April 9, 2024, I went into labor at midnight and I was rushed to PHC by my husband. We were made to wait until 5 a.m. unattended to before one of the nurses on duty came to inform us that it wouldn't be possible for me to have the baby at the hospital. What did the nurse say exactly was the reason? She said the hospital could not handle my delivery and would have to refer me to another hospital. We were surprised because all the while that I was going for NNC, nobody said anything like that to me. Confused, my husband called the matron who said she was coming immediately but never showed up until late in the evening of the fateful day and referred me to a private hospital in Usunacho. What did the nurse say exactly was the reason? She said the hospital could not handle my delivery and would have to refer me to another hospital. We were surprised because all the while that I was going for ANC, nobody said anything like that to me. Confused, my husband called the matron who said she was coming immediately but never showed up until late in the evening of the fateful day and referred me to a private hospital in Isina-Acho, Oka North local government. The hospital was quite a distance from the PHC. How did you get there? She said. Before the matron arrived, my mother and sister had come, and together with my husband, they chartered a tricycle that took me to Ishinacho that night. We arrived at the hospital at about midnight and we told to deposit 120,000 naira. My husband didn't have the money and had to start calling and asking people for help. We got some money, but it was not up to that amount demanded. What happened thereafter? She answered. Because the money was not enough, the doctor and nurses refused to attend to me. I was in great pain and kept crying. The few times the doctor came out was to tell me to stop making noise. After some time, I was given anesthesia and I became unconscious. I didn't even know when the CS was carried out, but my mom told me that when she walked into the theater during the surgery, she saw a pool of blood on the floor and had to ask the doctor what was happening. According to her, the doctor held her hand and said, Madam, if you want your daughter to be alive, bring 40,000 naira now so we can buy blood. Either you borrow from the bank or call relatives to bring it. My mother had to call my brother and younger sister for more money. They transferred 40,000 naira into the doctor's account. The man in charge of blood bank had to come that night to supply 2 pints of blood for transfusion. Where was your husband when all this was happening? He was not allowed to come close to the theater. The health workers and other staff were very rude to him, maybe because he was visually impaired. After the operation, the doctor called him and my mother into his office and told them to pay another 100,000 naira for treatment to continue. As they were trying to negotiate the payment, he ordered them out of his office. The doctor said that due to the extended labor, when the baby came out, he was placed on intravenous fluid for several hours, but we later found out that he lied to us. Based on our findings, they never gave him the medical attention he required, and they abandoned him because we were disabled. So at this point, her baby later died. So she said, what I want the Anambra state government and the Ministry of Health to know is that such a hospital is meant to be closed down. There are many of such hospitals around and they are not qualified to treat human beings because this is human life. The state government should look into our case and have the doctor's activities investigated. If you've not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Click on the subscribe button now. And please always remember to drop a comment under the comment section, like and share. And for more information on trending headlines, visit our website, NigeriaNews.com. Thank you for watching. See you next time.